Hi everybody, it's Lewis here. I want to do a review of Evil Dead Rise, which is the new Evil Dead movie, the fifth movie in the Evil Dead series, franchise, what would you call it? And yeah, I really like Evil Dead. I was going to get all my DVDs out and that just to show you in case you didn't believe me, but I mean, you're going to have to. I probably first saw Evil Dead back when I was about 18, so half my life ago, more or less. And I wasn't really that into horror movies then, not as much as I am now, but I really got into that. I can't remember why. I just like the idea of it. I think someone told me about Army of Darkness, the third one, and there's something about that appealed to me, and I liked Bruce Campbell, and I went back and watched them all, and I really liked them. I've got the DVD box set, and back in the day, I used to go on brucecampbell.com probably, and every now and then, or most days really, I'd look at the Evil Dead 4 section and they would just say, nope, no news. And I was like, oh man, it's never going to happen. And then they announced the reboot, and I went to see that in 2013, just called Evil Dead 2013, as it's now known. And I really liked that. With that, it was just more like the original one, where it was just just a nasty, serious horror movie rather than it being a bit more kind of comedic and over the top as it became, which I also love. I mean, I love Evil Dead either way. Uh, and yeah, and then that kind of that one I kind of watched it and I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. And then by the end of it, I was like, oh, actually, I really like this. I think it went a bit crazy. And then we got Ash versus Evil Dead, the series, which I also loved. And then yeah, they've come back around. They've done this Evil Dead Rise. So going into this movie, I know it was just an Evil Dead movie. I know it wasn't going to try and link to anything. I've seen the trailer for this about 40 times. It's played every time I've been to the cinema, and it's a great trailer. But I'm sick of seeing it, and I was a bit worried that it would affect my enjoyment of the movie, because I thought when I see the bits that are in the trailer, I'm going to be annoyed. But luckily, that wasn't the case. I think I really like the beginning of this movie. Again, no spoilers. The beginning was really strong, I thought. And when the title comes up, and I was like, yes, we're in. And I like the idea of it being based around a family and it being in some different kind of setting to what we're used to. It's in, a high-rise apartment building. And the kind of the theme of it is like mothers and being a mother and that kind of thing. And that kind of ties it together quite nicely. Gives it a little emotional underpinning kind of thing. And as it was going along, I thought, yeah, this is fun, I'm enjoying this. And it just gradually kind of ramps up. And when it gets into the real crazy stuff you associate with Evil Dead, I was like, okay, this is cool. I'm really liking this. I know I like a movie, especially a horror movie, and there's bits that make me go, yeah, or nice, good. Like, kind of out loud to myself kind of thing. I'm just kind of going, oh yeah, here we go. I wanted to applaud at one point. I can't even remember what bit it was, but when I watch it again, I'll try to remember. But I really had a good time with this. I feel like it's definitely an Evil Dead movie. And I say for a while, I just thought, yeah, I can see why this is Evil Dead themes and stuff like that. And then when it really gets to that point, I was like, yes, we're in. This is cool. I really like the cast as well, I should say. They're just the little family, and there's a young girl in it as well who thinks it's her first film because it said introducing, and she's really good. Like, there's three kind of not quite child actors, but one child actor and two sort of younger ones. I don't know how old they are. They're at least teenagers, and they're all good. They all do their bit well. And I think also I really like it in movies when they set things up and pay things off nicely. They do it a lot in horror, and this one you always kind of notice it. That they will mention something or they'll show you something, and you'll go, that'll come back around later on. And this one did a really good job of that because they set things up that I didn't even think about. Like, normally I'll go, right, that's going to come back later on. But there's a couple of bits where when they eventually do come back around, I went, oh yeah, that was the thing. That was the nursery rhyme that she sang to her grandfather. I just made that up. That is not a spoiler. It was a slightly incorrect Simpsons reference. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time. And it was so hectic towards the end. I can't remember a lot of it because there was so much going on. And I just wanted to go, what's going to happen next? So when I go back and watch it again, which I probably will later in the run, I should think, I'll enjoy it. So yeah, if you're an Evil Dead fan, I think it will tick all the boxes. And I think if you're not a fan of like really gory stuff, I should say there's some really extreme stuff in this as you'd expect, but never to the point where it feels kind of sadistic. There's never a point where you kind of, I don't know, it never seemed like, I don't know how to put it, not unnecessary, but it never seemed to the point where I was like, okay, this is getting a bit much now. It was just perfect, I thought. But yeah, that's my review of Evil Dead Rise. I had a great time. Thanks a lot.